Hey everyone, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics, and welcome back to a new episode of New Arrivals. We're back here in front of the stalls. We have a very action-packed episode for you today. There are a lot of interesting guitars. I won't spend as much time on each and every guitar individually, but I will try to show you as many as possible. As always, it's up to you to pick your favorite of the 4 new arrivals that we're going to choose. You can leave a comment down below or also vote in the poll on the community side of our YouTube page. Last week your favorite was the Martin O17 from 1911. It was 115 years old. Sounded incredible. I was a really big fan of the Rickenbacker. I thought it was a really cool guitar. And so let's see what we're going to find this week. Let's dive in. We're going to start off this new arrivals episode with some jumbo guitars, because there are, I think, 3 SJ200s that we're going to compare. This one is a 1995 one with rosewood back and sides. Let's see, there's a 2016 SJ200 Bob Dylan. And here's another 2025 second-hand one, just a standard one. This was a limited model that they only made from 2014 to 2017. A Bob Dylan SJ200. I think only about 175 of these were made. We have a AAA grade flamed maple back and sides. This one has an Adirondack spruce top. You can see the really wide grain on here, shining through the sunburst finish. The standards come with a Sitka spruce top, so that's also an upgrade that you get on the Bob Dylan. Beautiful flamed maple neck here as well. And of course, double pickguard. Double pickguard SJ200s are just really cool. I think it's an amazing look. I really love the inlays on the fingerboard as well. Maybe these all have something to do with Bob Dylan. I'm not the biggest Bob Dylan fanatic, so I don't know all the ins and outs, but it's an incredible looking guitar. I think we're going to open them first, and then we're going to do a quick sort of shootout. Next up, an SJ200 from 1995. Just a single pickguard on this one, but we do have rosewood back and sides. And I think this combination of the big jumbo body with a spruce top and then the rosewood back and sides, I think this is my favorite combination in terms of SJ200 guitars. We see this combination also on the pre-war SJ200s that Gibson still makes today. So I think this was a feature of pre-war SJ200s. Maybe they did some experimentation between rosewood and maple. We have a 2025. This is just a SJ200 original. So now the single pickguard, maple back and sides, LR bags, VTC already installed here. I really love the dark rosewood here on the fingerboard. Almost looks like a older Brazilian board. Okay, I'll try to play sort of the similar song on all 3 of them, and we're going to pick our favorite. So I hope you made up your mind which is your favorite of these 3, and please leave a comment down below. Laura, do you have a favorite?
The first one.
The first one?
Yeah.
In terms of sound? Sound. I think we can agree that in terms of looks, yeah, the Bob Dylan is definitely the coolest. But I do agree. I was thinking that the rosewood would be my favorite, but I thought the maple, just the 2025 standard, the original SJ200, was the best sounding one. The fullest, it had more low end than the rosewood version, which I don't really understand, but that's how it goes with guitars. They all differ. Every piece of maple differs. Every piece of rosewood differs. So I think we're going with the first one, the 2025 SJ200 original. Let's go. For our second choice, we're going to search some of the new electrics that came in. We do have some vintage Fenders that I'm going to show you. This is the first one. This is one from 1960. A beautiful Music Master in a beautiful desert sand finish. One of my favorites in terms of a Duosonic and a Music Master finishes. I know this is a LoRa guitar, right?
It's definitely it.
This is a LoRa guitar. Let's see, we have a slab Brazilian rosewood board on here. Clay dots, slightly smaller scale. I don't know if this is a full 3/4, but this was meant to be a student guitar. So a slightly shorter scale to make it more easily playable. I do have to show you the back. I don't know what happened here. Almost looks like a little bird walked over the back when the paint was drying or something like that. This is really intriguing. I really don't know how this might have happened. If you have any ideas, then leave a comment down below. Could it be a belt buckle sort of playing it here and bumping it a lot of the times? I don't know. With the slightly shorter scale, you also get a sort of narrower fretboard feel when playing. I always imagine playing a Music Master or a Duosonic with a slightly shorter scale must feel like what when a bass guitarist plays electric guitar. I think that is what I always feel like when I pick up a guitar like this. This model I always have to pick up when I see it in the racks. We do get quite a lot of them. I think I always show them in the new arrivals because we really love them. This is the I-35 LC from Collins Guitars out of Austin, Texas. This is the Vintage series, laminate construction. So really true to vintage specifications with throwback humbuckers in here. A beautiful crackle in the finish. Not too much, quite subtle. I think the difference between the vintage series and the standard has mostly to do with the neck shape. So to have it feel more like a vintage ES335. These are great sounding guitars. So be on the lookout for this on the website. Another vintage Fender. This time it's a decade later. This is a 1970 Fender Stratocaster. Let's walk through some of the specs. We have a veneer rosewood fingerboard. We have the plastic dots on here, the bigger headstock, of course. We see a 3-ply wide pickguard. We have a black bottom neck single coil and a gray bottom middle and bridge pickup on here. This is sort of a transition model because the wood is from 1969. It's dated to 1969. We can see that on the neck, but the electronics are dated to 1970. So this might have been just finished early 1970. It's always difficult to get across how good a electric guitar sounds acoustically, but maybe you can hear this. This has a really loud voice, really full sounding acoustically, so that's really promising for the electric guitar sound through the pickups. I think I'm most excited about this one. I really love an I-35, but we've showcased them many times before. We're going with the 1970 Strat in a beautiful sunburst finish. Let's check it out. As always, I try to have an objective with every round for new arrivals. And the objective for the third round will be twofold because we're going to have a look at a beautiful arch top. And then we have, I think, 4 OMs that are really interesting. And then we're going to pick our favorite, comparing apples to oranges, as you say in English. This is a 1979 Kalamazoo Award. Have a look at this. This is a model that I had never heard of before, so I did a little bit of investigation on it, and I think it's quite an interesting story. We see this first popping up in 1978, and this is a guitar that's been designed by Wilbur Fuller. He was working for Gibson at the time, and he wanted to make a 17-inch archtop that is lightweight, and I think this is pretty lightweight for such a big archtop guitar, and then have it completely hand-carved and also hand-tuned. something that he saw when he was learning the art of archtop building. He saw that most luthiers tuned the top to one single note and the back to another. And he thought it might be a nice idea to tune different sides of the top to different notes. This is something that's completely new to me. I didn't know that luthiers did this. But the bass side is tuned to C, the treble side is tuned to D, and then the back side is again tuned to D to match the treble side. So we have a hand-carved spruce top. We have a hand-carved figured maple back and sides. Beautiful figuring on here. A pretty huge headstock with a really large volute as well. Beautiful inlays, abalone pearl everywhere. Just check out this design that also comes back on the pickguard. I really like this. Sort of the branch with a, what kind of bird is this? A pigeon. Again, this is a really loud guitar. Not totally in tune, but there's a really loud voice acoustically. I'm quite charmed by this one. I think it's a beautiful guitar, but there are more guitars to open this round. Next up will be a battle of the OMs. OM galore. We have two Thompson guitars. We have a Martin and a Bourgeois as well. Maybe I can put them all on the floor and open them all next to each other. First up, a 2025 Bourgeois OMS DB. So a 12 fret slope shoulder OM. Ooh. Check this out. Whoa. Tasmanian Blackwood. Wow. And next to the Tasmanian Blackwood, we also have an Adirondack top on here. Herringbone trim. Beautiful guitar. The second one is a Martin OM42. This one is from 2014. Ooh. This one also has a special tone wood on the back. We have Ziricote, back and sides. A tone wood that is, I think, sort of in between maybe Indian and Brazilian rosewood. Wonderful sounding tone wood. Beautiful inlays on here as well that I've never seen. So they are sort of the hexagon inlays, but then wooden inlays, maybe also Ziricote, I think. Then we have two Thompson OMs. Can you show the flag, Laura? Sisters Oregon. Both of these are mahogany back and sides OMs. This one is the Regency Torch. Quite sure that this is the Regency Torch that they are talking about. A beautiful, delicate design, mahogany back and sides. Really lightweight. My eyes could be fooled, but it seems to me that maybe the upper bout is sort of narrower than standard OMs. If someone is watching from Thompson, then please let me know. So this is a new one. And then we also have a second hand one from 2025. This is the same inlay on the headstock. Different dots though. I think we'll do the same. I'll play a similar song on all four and cut between them really fast and then make our decision. If you have a clear favorite of these four, then please leave a comment down below now. I think there are two favorites for me. It's this Bourgeois, the OMS, so the 12 fret slope shoulder with the incredible Tasmanian Blackwood. But the first one that I played, this Thompson, the second-hand Thompson from 2025, this was really surprising as well. It reminded me of my Collings in terms of how loud and how much it was projecting right away, but only a very little input. I think we did a lot of Bourgeois the last couple of weeks. We did the Luke Bryan last week as well, right? I think we're going with the Thompson. The OM CMA Mahogany Back and Sides from 2025. This is our third choice. arrived at our fourth and final choice, and there's no real competition. This is the star of the show this week. This is a vintage Martin. That is always a favorite among our YouTube viewers. But in this case, we have a D28 Herringbone from 1945. Check this out. How incredible is this? A true herringbone. So, of course, a lot of people out there will know. For the people that don't know, a war era, there are some specs. There's one of the most revered and sought after Martins, maybe just after the pre-war guitars. We have Brazilian rosewood back and sides. In 45, we still have a Adirondack spruce top. After 45, they switched to Sitka. Of course, we call it a herringbone because of the herringbone trim that you find here along the edge of the soundboard. Because this is a war era guitar, there are some tweaks that they made during this period. For example, on the tuning machines you see there are no bushings, so they had to save some steel for the war efforts. As you can see, we also have plastic tuning knobs, so another part on which they could save some steel. Also there's a ebony rod or ebony block as a reinforcement for the neck to keep it stable. This guitar did have a neck reset at one time, of course, as you always see with vintage Martins, a refret as well. There are some cracks that have been repaired. And another part of the guitar on which Martin definitely experimented over time is the bracing on the inside. On this guitar we see rear shifted tapered bracing instead of forward shifted scallop bracing. We also made a video with Bertolf about D28s throughout the years, and we go into a little bit of that deep dive on the bracing as well. So go watch it if you're interested. Yeah, this is just a showstopper. I don't have to play it right now. I know this is my fourth and final choice, so maybe let's go straight to the demo. Okay guys, that was it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode and the guitars that we've chosen. I think this is one of the better New Arrivals episodes that we did in a long time. A D28 from 1945. I think the Thompson was an incredible sounding guitar. The Strat was really good as well. SJ200 is always a win for me. I think I have to go with the D28 as my favorite. Laura?
I really like the Thompson.
The Thompson, so. And please leave a comment down below or vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page to vote on your favorite of this week. And we hope to see you in next week's episode. Until then, bye!